Howdy, howdy. Sudevil here, and welcome to a quick video going over the undoubted top of the heap at this point now since the Festag update has gone live, and that is the Crimson Killers. Now, the Crimson Killers, I was going to use them for my recent testing against all infantry 901 gold plus, but something was still kind of wrong in the Festag update beta. They didn't quite get their numbers, so I ended up using the Blades of the Blood Queen, which are very, very good. They won every battle with the exception of one. They lost one fight to the Chosen with great weapons, and now that these guys have been, I'll say fixed, I think they used to have 45 models, now they have 60. They have 8100 health, which is the same as the basic Black Orc. I think the basic Black Orc also has 8100 health. Yes, they do. They are unbelievable, and they're armed to the teeth. So they every choppa, and with the choppa in each hand, the Crimson Killers can cleave through several foes with each swing. So these guys are now fundamentally unstoppable, the best infantry unit in the entire game when you include all the regiments of renown, and it's not even close. And we'll go up against the Blades of the Blood Queen, which are a fantastic unit because they have a 14 bonus versus infantry, which is massive. They have this frenzy, which gives them 8 melee attack. They do have Guardian, 18% physical resistance to a hero that's nearby, and they have Murderous Mastery, which doesn't actually get to proc in this. But I'll just show you the basic fights to show how good the Crimson Killers really are now. They are by far the best, the most devastating melee unit in the game now, and I think, you know, people have been complaining about them not being that great. So I mean, we're just gonna see they come in, and they're already winning. They're absolutely going to wreck the Blades of the Blood Queen. You know, they're sort of it's not quite 2-to-1. They're winning on kills right now, but yeah, 1.5 to 1 to 2 to 1. It's somewhere in that range, and you can see they're winning quite handily. I could run this a number of times. They're going to win. Maybe the Blades of the Blood Queen win 1 out of 20. I don't know, but I'll show you the fight against the Chosen with great weapons because they are a very strong unit. Just to sort of do a little bit of back testing and demonstrate that. Okay, we'll grab the Chosen with great weapons. They are 1450, and we'll get them out on the battlefield. And the Crimson Killers now are 1550. This should be interesting to see how they're utilized, because I think while they're so powerful, they're insanely powerful. Like, they're going to go up against the Chosen with great weapons, and Chosen with great weapons were #1 in our 901 gold plus infantry category, and #1 in total damage and value. Like, they're an outstanding unit. Are these guys, like the Crimson Killers, aren't even going to get to half health here. Fourth, well, I guess they're going to get just below half health, and they're going to kill the Chosen with great weapons very handily, though. 3600 health left. They killed them more handily than they killed the Blades of the Blood Queen, because the Blades of the Blood Queen are really, really good. And just for interest's sake, in case I know some people might be interested to see some of the other regiments of renown that are sort of up in this range, so we'll take a look at their Peak Gate Guard, which is a good regiment of renown, and they do have this armor sundering, so they can work in conjunction with another unit, and they do have magical attacks, but they just don't stand up in a straight up infantry fight like the Crimson Killers do. The Crimson Killers just don't have any other bonuses except for just their stats and really their ability to kill 2 units at once, so they're gonna have no problems at all going through the Peak Gate Guard. And so they just got so much health, and you can see they're already 3-to-1 on the kills, somewhere in there, just like that. And you can see the Peak Gate Guard are having a heck of a time against them. And are they going to get them to half health? Probably not. It's going to be close. Oh man, they got them. They got them just over to half health. The Peak Gate Guard just did about the same as the Chosen with great weapons. And as another back test, I have two more just to show you, to make sure it is absolutely crystal clear that there is no other infantry unit in this game that can stand up to the Crimson Killers in a one-on-one. We'll get the Norgrimling's Ironbreakers, and I'll just actually change the defender here. Norgrimling's Ironbreakers are awesome. They can hold forever. obviously they're priced about the same. They do have those satchel charges, so I'll just show this fight. I mean, this fight takes a very long time, but it's worth seeing because the Norgamlings Ironbreakers are amazing. They're an outstanding unit, and they're one of those units for the Dowie that will just last. They'll just last forever. So we'll get that fight going. And they're going to take a few satchel charges into the face, and Norgamlings Ironbreakers do have charge defense against all, so that 29 charge bonus is not going to mean anything, and the Norgamlings Ironbreakers are winning off the get-go because they got their satchel charges off, and their bonus versus large didn't mean anything, and these guys have 86 melee defense to their 43 melee attack. You add 43 and sort of 35, and that still doesn't come up to that 86, so they're basically the Crimson Killers have a 9% chance to hit, is what I'm trying to say, and that's it. But every time they hit, they have 50 weapon strength. I mean, what is that? 36 armor piercing, 14 regular damage. I mean, obviously the Norgamlings Ironbreakers have 125 armor, so it's going to take a while. But you can see, you know, as the battle goes on, they're just going to wear them down. And now the kills are sort of getting to that 3-to-1 range for the Crimson Killers against the Norgamlings Ironbreakers. And yes, this battle is going to go maybe to 54 minutes or something like that. So sort of like a 5.5, 6-minute battle between the two. I mean, obviously, this isn't a very good engagement for either of these units for what they can do to put them in an engagement like that if you were going to. But yeah, Norgamlings Ironbreakers do really good, but the Crimson Killers are just going to win. And I've ran this battle a few times, and this is actually as close as I've ever seen it go, to be honest. But you can see they're just so big. That's what she said, right? These Crimson Killers are real. They're very powerful. So away they go. Sort of finished 2-to-1 kills on the Norgamlings Ironbreakers, and another unit which I have had said that they might do well in this type of contest is from the High Elves, and that is, what is this unit? The Keepers of the Flame. Yeah, so they are 1650, but they are an anti-large unit. But I have tested them, but I will show, because they blow up when they they blow up when they attack, and they do cause fear. Not that it'll matter against the Crimson Killers, and they have 30% physical resistance, and they have martial mastery, which is 20 stat points. So we'll just show that battle go off so I can demonstrate that there's just, I mean, I don't have all the stats done like I've done in my normal videos where I take actual battles and take down the stats or something. I just wanted to check the Crimson Killers to see if they were fixed, and I ran them up against the Blades of the Blood Queen, and they just whooped them so bad. I'm like, oh my god, these Crimson Killers are unbelievable. So these guys have charge defense against all, and so I assume they let that go. They are the defenders here, but you can see they actually blow up and do damage every time they hit something, and they have 39 stat points over the Crimson Killers, which is not nothing, and 30% physical resistance. These Crimson Killers are just killing them 2-to-1 now. I think, yeah, they're a solid 2-to-1, sort of in that range, and yeah, they think they're winning, but it'll just come back to the Crimson Killers. I've run this a few times as well, and this is just always going to finish sort of in the same way. I don't know, maybe if you ran 20 battles against the Crimson Killers, they're going to start losing 1 or 2, like 1 in 10 or 1 in 2 to some of these. But yeah, 2,200 health left, and 27 out of 60 models. That's a pretty decisive victory right there. And I ran that battle 3 times as well, just you know, for something to do. So basically a 2-to-1 kill ratio, and there's really nothing else. I don't think. Let me see. There's only double check. Skaven, no, Vampire Coast. We can look at these guys. Where are they? If you want to look at them, the Bloody Reaver Deckhand mob. They are a regiment around that's 1,600 gold, so they are more expensive than the Crimson Killers, but they are, and they do regenerate, but again, they are an anti-large. But I mean, just to be thorough, to demonstrate that the Crimson Killers really are the top of the heap, easily the top of the heap in this infantry fight. I got Enrage, 44% damage resistance. I didn't know they had that. Well, how about that? I mean, it's really good, but you can see it's not helping them at all. They're not even, the Crimson Killers are not even going to get to half health. They're just going to demolish them. Yeah, there you go. and I'll just double check it just to make sure there's nothing else. I did like a whole bunch of tests, and I'm like, oh, I should just make a video of this real quick. The Beastmen have no one, the Wood Elves, Bretonnia, Norska, Vampire counts, the Greenskins, the Dowie, Empire has nothing, Tomb Kings have nothing, Vampire Coast we saw, Skaven have nothing, and Dark Elves. Yep. So and like I did do 125 tests with the Blades of the Blood Queen, and they beat every single top tier unit. I mean, not every Regiment of Renown, but every single top tier unit. And we'll just run that battle just once more, just to sort of end the video. And you know, not really a long one, not really a technical video like I normally like to do. I just thought, well, I was playing around with the new with the Festag update, and I thought I would share that with all you guys and share some thoughts on that. And what I'm actually glad the Festag update is sort of finalized, because that means we're going to get a Make Love Not War upload or download, or there should be something fun or interesting, and hopefully it'll be completely awesome. But yeah, you can see 15 to 24, 1.5 to 1. Sort of, yeah, 1.5 to 1, and then on the kills. And they're beating them pretty soundly. They're like, they have their green cross through most of it, and the way the Blades of the Blood Queen now, you know, I believe they're losing. So they're kind of finishing on general with half their models left. Now, yeah, that would be more significant if the Greenskins had an ability to heal, but still, even though their health is very low, having half their models left and the ability to get in charge. And that's not even using Wah or Itchy Nuisance or Bonewood Staff or Sneaky Stabbing or all of those things that the Greenskins can bring to bear. And, you know, these guys are, they're not very fast, 29, but, you know, this is like sort of classic, and they don't have the greatest melee defense, but, you know, you just stick them in with a group of night goblins. Oh my god, that would be just horrifying. Yeah, night goblins and Crimson Killas, so the Night Goblins would poison and take the charge, and you run back with the Crimson Killas behind them. Oh, that would be just so crushing. I can't even imagine, right? Because you know, they're beating up something that's poisoned and has less ability to hit back, and they're going to be hitting some of these Night Goblins, and the Crimson Killas can just come in there and buzzsaw whatever's there. Yeah, so Crimson Killas are by far the number one, the top of the heap, the very best infantry in an infantry fighting when you include the Regiments of Renown, and it's not even close. They are just head and shoulders above everybody else. So it should be fun to see some Greenskin builds, because that was one of the things that I saw as a complaint, is that the Crimson Killers never paid for themselves, or they struggled. I mean, like, making these expensive infantry units pay off is always hard. And making any expensive unit payoff can be very risky in multiplayer, because you're kind of putting all your eggs in one basket. And so I think with that big, yeah, I think they had 45 models, and now they have 60. And I mean, they had I think they had a few adjustments to their well, let's just go look. That was another bit of testing I was doing. Okay. Where is it? Greenskins, Crimson Killas, plus 20 men. What men? Orcs? 100, yeah, plus 150 cost. So they cost more, minus 5 armor, minus 1 health per entity, minus 1 charge bonus, minus 2 AP damage, and plus 6 melee attack interval. Tweaks to splash attacks characteristics. Well, so they are, yeah, they're awesome. They are Crimson Killers. If you let them go to town, I mean, they have had their stats sort of tweaks and their cost tweaked, and they're probably costed appropriately at like 1550. That's expensive. I mean, especially when you look at the Greenskins, like, where you're going to choose to use the Crimson Killers when you have so much great infantry. You know, to pay that 1550 is pretty risky. You know, considering you can get Savage Orc Big Guns on the field at 900 and Black Orcs at 1150. You know. So, anyways, I just thought I'd put that video quick, and definitely, I always say I love comments, because I really do love comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Crimson Killers. Do you think they're sort of now where they need to be? I'm kind of that thinking, is that they really needed to be better for what they were. Have they over-tuned them or overclocked them, so to speak? Are they better than they should be? I don't know. I think they're really, really good. You know, a Regiment of Renown at 1550 should, which is an armor-piercing, really arm-to-the-teeth anti-infantry, you know, armor-piercing armor. Like, this is the type of unit that should be good against all infantry, and it doesn't rely on any mechanics. It is just a straight-up killer. And I think they're properly costed and performing where they should be for the most part. You know, and would I worry about them as the Dowie? No. I mean, yeah, like as a Dowie, you have tools to deal with something like this. You have cannons, you have Rune of Wrath and Rune, you have thunders, you have gyrocopters, you have all kinds of ways to deal with stuff like this. I just think this is sort of properly tweaked now and where it really belongs in terms of the cost performance sort of comparison. So anyways, love to hear what you guys think. And with that said, I will see you soon.